sing und be happy.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Colonelcast, and on today's episode we're talking about Captain America 4 Brave New World, and with me is the incredible, the angry Red Erich.
That's right, I'm pissed having seen this movie that I had to watch it and that I have to review it now.
Yeah, it's hard
only
times.
my daughter Betty can calm me down.
Well, I don't think she's coming,
Florian,
so it's going to be
heard?
a miserable time.
Have you heard from Betty, my daughter?
No, she's just like a bratty daughter, not responding to anyone, I guess.
Wow. Not because of the actions that he took.
Yeah.
She's just bratty, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, Florian, I guess I should ask you this. Have you seen The Incredible Hulk from 2008?
No,
Because it's very important.
Yeah,
well,
this
actually,
is...
I have, but I remember nothing. I was like,
Okay.
when did he commit these terrible actions? I couldn't fathom it.
Yeah.
Was it in Civil War? I guess it was in that one, huh?
Most of the stuff he did to Sam was in Civil War, I guess. But like, most of it's funny because in the Hulk movie, like, I mean, of course his daughter's mad at him for going after the Hulk, right? But he is like a military general, and it is like his job to stop this like giant raging green man. So I'm not sure if his I guess his reputation's not tanked that bad because he's still a general and he's president in this. So
Yeah, he's still one presidency, so
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
president. He must be popular enough to be president.
Mm-hmm. But that's
Well, I mean, there's only two choices usually, so whatever.
yeah. Which party did Thaddeus Ross run with, do you think?
Well,
I think he's a Democrat. He's a
Yeah.
wait, is it never actually mentioned?
No, they don't
No,
mention
that's
either
not
political
happening.
party. They mention none of that.
This is so cucked. This movie is so cucked. I can't believe that they
I thought
make-
you liked this movie.
Well, I mean, it's all right. I mean, what did I give it?
Like 3.5 or
me
something
see.
like that.
I'll find
I mean, the more I think about it, the less I like it.
The less you like it, yeah.
Well, I mean, like politically, it's just so cucked. I can't believe that they make a President Hulk and then they have no Trump reference. Not
Politically,
one.
it's nothing. Like,
Yeah, it's
you could watch this movie and not be offended in any direction, and yet, yeah,
Yeah, which I mean, it's like
there's no point.
I almost wonder like if it was like, oh, they were expecting like Trump would lose in a landslide, and the movie maybe was more overt about some of the politics of this evil red guy or whatever. But it's sort
Yeah,
of
but it's all about forgiving him too. It's all about like,
well, I guess so. Yeah.
coming to terms with his actions and being like, is there a good man inside there? And like, if you try to apply that to Trump, it's like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say Trump is a good guy at heart and
Yeah,
that we should give him a chance?
I mean, you won't have a choice. Like, you will have to give him a chance, I guess. You know, like.
No.
It's probably best if he's not cornered and he has to do anything like even worse to get out of it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't attack anyone, you should probably work with him, don't you think?
Well, I mean, he's been attacking people though, both in the movie and in real life. So
I mean, in the movie, has he even done anything wrong in the movie?
well,
Wait, what?
no,
Within this movie?
I guess
Yeah.
he's sort of trying to hold it together, I guess, for the start of it. You know, he does sort of start fighting Japan. Like, he at least brings over all the ships and stuff, right? He's not responsible for them shooting at each other, but he is gonna bring all the ships over and try to start mining this stuff without their permission or whatever, which feels like a big sort of, what's the word, like a acceleration or whatever for this like conflict over this rock, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, they probably... Wait, whose territory is it even in?
It's the Indian Ocean, so I don't.
It's the
I don't
Indian
know.
Ocean, so you'd think the Indian government would be all over it, but it's really
Yeah.
the Japanese that seem to have like a lot of, I don't know, like power in the situation. It's like the Japanese prime minister or whatever is who Harrison Ford is trying to like win over to his side the entire movie, which is
Yeah.
it's insane. Like China would be the huge force in that point, but the movie is toothless politically, so it doesn't want to
Yeah.
say like that we would
Sure is.
want to
Yeah.
go against China.
Yeah, well,
I guess
Japan's like I guess the biggest ally who's in the region. So like, they
Japan
got-
is one of the
they
biggest
gotta go there.
allies in the region. They would never go up against us. They'd never be like, we want this adamantium so much. Like they're lucky if we would share it with them. That's about it.
Yeah.
And then they walk away from the deal. It's bizarre. It's really poorly written, I guess, in that way, because I mean, I guess they don't dare to have Russia there either. But I guess if it's in international water, I don't think that he's done anything too wrong. Like he didn't start the fighting or anything. He just puts his ship there so that they can take the mineral. You know, seems like that should be allowed.
Maybe it's a play for China, because if the Chinese audience watches this movie and the Japanese government is like the secondary villain, then maybe they'll be happy about that, I guess. I don't know.
Wow,
see.
I guess that's cool at least. At least the Chinese get what they want.
Yeah. And they get the big glorious leader Red Hulk to come in at the end and smash up, you know.
But that
That's
doesn't
perfect.
work because the Chinese would not give the slightest shit about this movie because like the main character is just like Captain America, but now he's black. Like that would never be popular in China, right?
I'm sure they got Endgame and whatever, you know. They know the continuity on this. I'm sure.
Is that what? I mean, that's just like in the ending of Endgame.
Yeah.
And I mean, they probably wouldn't like boycott Endgame just because in the end of it they have Captain hand over the shield, but then making like an entire movie. Well, first of all, it was a series, and then now there's this movement. Like I'm not even sold on it. I don't see that Chinese people are gonna be sold on this Captain America.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so wait, why aren't you sold on it, Florian?
yeah.
It blows my mind. This movie is just so weird. Why would a superhero have to deal with all this kind of black people are so oppressed now despite having superpowers? It seems like they just
He doesn't
came
have
up
superpowers, first of all.
Yeah.
whatever. The first guy.
What do you mean? It's a point of the movie that he
Yeah.
would not take the
whatever.
soldier serum that Captain America had.
It doesn't matter. He's still super powered. Okay, like he fought the Hulk. Whatever, man.
I mean, I think that's a point of why would they do that? Why would you have him go against the Red Hulk? Why would you not have a more appropriate
I mean, he did fine.
villain for him, essentially? I know, but I think they kind of had to like write him above his level in order for him to fight Red Hulk.
No.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, the thing is that, yeah, I mean, they should have just, like, I don't know, I guess he should have just taken the serum then if he's gonna fight the Hulk, but whatever, it worked fine. He fought the Hulk fine, I guess, just like when Tony Stark fought the Hulk, it worked fine, you know?
Yeah, but he has a Hulkbuster suit. He is like
Exactly.
a legitimate like thing that he built in order to go up against Hulk. If Captain America had gotten to a big Captain America Hulk fighting armor or something, I would buy that as okay. He's somehow, I don't know how, has built something to specifically counter this threat, but he doesn't have that. It's just him with his Falcon wings and
I mean,
the Captain America shield.
I don't know what your point here is because, like, he specifically brought him to the garden or the park where he was supposed to meet his daughter to calm him down, and then his daughter
My
showed
daughter.
up. And like his plan was fine, like that's okay.
You heard about Betty, my daughter,
Where's my daughter? Please.
my wife, my family.
I mean, that part of it worked, all right, but like, why does it have to be about race? Like, why do you have to take Captain America and make him about race? That it's so stupid.
Well, they did that in the comics, so they're adapting the comics. Like it's an interesting thing to say, which is the black population, which is like, let's be real here, not been treated the best by this country, has to now stand for the country that has treated them like that. So it's an interesting like conundrum, but it's not one that this movie is interested in exploring. The TV show got into that a bit, but it's really not. it's really not like done super well overall.
Yeah.
You've got the previous Captain America, the like first one, who's played by Carl Lumbly in this movie, who is like brainwashed to attack the president, and they vaguely touch on the fact that he was like abused and tortured by the U.S. government, but the movie really isn't interested in his plight. Is really just what's used to motivate Captain America.
Yeah, that feels like something they sort of slotted into the script, you know, after they made well, yeah, because I'm kind of half convinced this was written as a Hulk movie at some point, because it's just
maybe
like it's all Hulk stuff. There's no fucking drama with the villain for Captain America at all, because it's all Hulk stuff, and they're continuing with the Hulk issues.
This all comes down to the fact that Marvel does not have the rights to use the Hulk as his own hero in.
Is that why?
They cannot title a movie Incredible Hulk or Hulk because Universal owns those rights. Mm-hmm. They co-distributed the Incredible Hulk movie with Universal, I believe, and that's how they're able to figure that out. But Hulk has only appeared alongside other heroes in other named movies, like Thor Ragnarok.
But why didn't he show up?
Yeah.
Why didn't he show up in this then?
Well,
I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get Mark Ruffalo. I mean, and they kind of had a script, and they were like, "Well, let's slot Captain America into it." And
that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That can't be true. There's no way that they purposely made such a cocked movie, like on so many levels. Wow.
Well, like Hulk's not in it. There must be some reason. I don't know what it could. He fucking Ruffalo showed up for fucking She-Hulk. How many episodes of that is he in? Like.
I guess he's
too good for
like 2 episodes.
Captain America. Yeah. So it seems very silly to me, but it's just.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah. If he was in that, then he really should have been in this. Wow, that's so crazy.
Because he's in all of that. He's in the post credits of Shang-Chi and stuff. It's like he shows up for whatever.
Oh,
he's in the post credits of Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like he's just done now because of She-Hulk. Is that possible? That would suck.
He's gonna be back for Secret War and Doomsday or whatever. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in one of those. Yeah.
They should have him show up in Thunderbolts just to confuse the fuck out of everyone. He should be like a major player in Thunderbolts or something.
I mean, that'd be all right, I guess. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. It's too bad if the comics wrote it that way, because like the way they put it in the movie just doesn't work on any level. I guess it just makes it seem like they just couldn't help themselves. It seems like they just had to decide to make him black, like without any thought put into it.
What do you mean they had to make him black? The character was over as of Endgame, so you have to pass on the mantle to someone, because they're not going to just not have a Captain America.
Yeah, and like they spent 2 of these movies building up Falcon and stuff. You know, he's big in Civil War and Winter Soldier and stuff, and he's sort of leading there. I think, you know, you can't really trust Bucky to take it up. I think because he's been fairly recently
an ex-Russian
insane
agent
and brainwashed.
Even though he's good enough to be a congressman, though.
Well, yeah. Well, that's just down to the fucking American people and their voting record, which, you know, it's not great apparently if they're getting Red Hulk and they're getting Bucky in and stuff. So,
I mean, Red Hulk is doing better than what they got. It's better than Trump. Like, he did nothing wrong basically in this movie.
Red Hulk does have more like political experience and is probably a better leader here than Donald Trump is, honestly. Because
on every level.
I'm just imagining if Trump had to, if Trump had to deal with like the Japanese prime minister about like adamantium and stuff, I feel like he would just fucking nuke him or some shit. I don't. His like negotiation tactics are terrible on these sorts of things. So
it's just so bad because. Like, if they had just made him full Trump, then that would have been infinitely better. If you have like a president who is just completely unhinged and he just does whatever the fuck he wants and screws everyone over, that would have been a good movie. Okay, if Captain America had to deal with that would have been a legit oppression. But to put in this fake ass oppression where it turns out that off screen the black guy was tortured like in the 60s and now he's gonna get blamed for this terrorist attack again. That's such weak sauce. If there was like something actually interesting happening, like the president being unhinged entirely, now that would have been fun to watch, don't you think?
Well, I mean, most of the the like Black America sort of thing that they're dealing with in this movie is just a carryover from Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I think did deal with it better than this does.
Yeah.
And it's sort of
Florian, did you watch that show?
Yeah.
I did, yes.
Did you dislike it?
I mean, I dislike it now because it put up all this stuff that they had to put into this movie now for some reason.
Oh, did you think it was a good show when you watched it though, or?
Well, I think it was pretty good, except for that when the Falcon does that speech telling everyone to do better, that was pretty stupid in retrospect.
I mean,
I love that speech.
That kind of comes with the territory of being Captain America. Captain America is going to make speeches about what the United States stands for and what we should do as U.S. citizens, that kind of thing. Like, I didn't like that speech either, but it at least is in character for him.
I mean, I don't know. It's so strange how he made that speech, because like it seems like it was telling like the politicians to do better.
Yeah. Well, they were not doing great in that show, so.
I mean, sure, but
they were handling the issue so poorly with these people who got snapped and stuff. So.
I guess it's. I mean, they wrote it that way. Why'd they write the show that way that it leads up to him having to lecture the politicians in a really lame way, you know?
Because that's Captain America's role. That's what he does.
He's the moral leader of the nation.
But that's never been what he's done in the movies.
He does do that. He does some speeches and stuff. He does a lot of
in the Avengers. In the Avengers, he doesn't like what Shield is doing, and then it's revealed that they're Hydra secretly. So, like, he's definitely like intervening in that. I mean, in Civil War, he is against superhero registration, so he's constantly making speeches about how people shouldn't be forced to do that. Like,
wow, it's weird how it was so much better when the other guy did it. Maybe I am racist.
Oh my god, Anthony listen, it's the script for this movie is not great, but I think Anthony Mackie is doing better than he's given it his all, you know. He's doing
good as he can.
Yeah, and he's I think he's more engaged with this than like Harrison Ford is and stuff. So it's, you know.
Yeah, but I enjoyed Harrison Ford more. It's just not fair, I guess.
Well, it's Harrison Ford is. It's weird to have him in this because he's going to be extremely expensive, and they had to recast this guy because he's in like 5 of these other movies, but the actor passed away before they could ever get to Red Hulk. But
tragic.
Yeah, so I don't know why they chose Harrison Ford to do it.
Well, he was the best part of the movie, so it's good they did.
I mean, he was pretty good. Like he's as good as you can pay Harrison Ford to be, I think, in the modern day. But it's, you know.
I mean, what do you want him to do better? He did it perfectly.
Whenever I see, I just felt like he was sleepwalking through some of these scenes and stuff. He seemed like he was sort of half acting and half.
I kind of feel like he's giving as much as he can, but obviously the script is not all there.
I mean, it doesn't.
Honestly,
it doesn't make
he
sense.
is the main character. Shut up, Florian. Shut up. He is the main character of this movie. I think Ross is way more the focus of this than Captain America, even, which is pretty bad.
He is the one who has like sort of a character arc and stuff, where he sort of goes
an arc,
from this stuff. Yeah, he goes from his aggression and stuff, his sort of military
maybe that
issues.
Maybe that was missing after all.
Yeah. He reconciles with his daughter in a scene that they clearly like they didn't think they could get Liv Tyler back for most of the movie, and then they went and shot this in like a green screen and slotted it in probably last minute or something. So,
wow, why couldn't they get her back?
That's my assumption,
bizarre.
Because that scene takes place in like a totally different location. They didn't like do the raft at all earlier in the movie, and it seems very added in last second to me.
So.
But I don't know.
Wow, that's a shame. But why do you think that an old guy needs to have more energy? What are you talking about? Like, it would be out of place if he was like super energetic.
I think
at his
so.
age.
What I will say is that if this movie was being made well, you would tell that he is like essentially a rageaholic that is trying desperately to control himself because he's afraid he's gonna Red Hulk out, and it would be incredibly like tense the entire time because you think at any second he could snap, because the movie is a mystery and because the mystery is so stupid and so like straightforward.
Yeah.
And it's literally just Leader is giving him pills that will make him Red Hulk. You don't get to play with that kind of tension. But it would be so much better if like you knew from the beginning that at any moment he could snap and become Red Hulk, which I guess because they showed you that in the trailers and shit, like you kind of are thinking that.
Yeah.
However, it's just at the end of the movie. Like they don't really play that enough to make it interesting.
It's super bizarre that in the like no one in this movie knows that he's going to be Red Hulk except for the audience and I guess the Leader, but like it's that's like played as the biggest surprise and whatever, and it's like the focus of all the marketing. So I don't understand.
I feel bad for the marketing department, because how do you sell this movie if not using Red Hulk? Because the whole thing is kind of boring and kind of like there's not a lot going on for it, unfortunately.
I mean, if they hadn't shown Red Hulk as in the movie, I don't think people would have seen it, honestly, like at all. Because what else is there for action scenes? There's like Black Widow fights, like third Black Widow fights like three guys, and they fly around in the suits at the end. They fly around a little bit around the ships, but like there's no like big villain to punch except for Red Hulk, who is clearly supposed to be a surprise. So they kind of have to ruin that, I guess. They shouldn't have ruined fucking Tim Blake Nelson coming back though, because that's like the most interesting thing for me. And I was like, there's a scene where they play the song, you know, that he's using to hypnotize people, and it says like Mr. Blue, and that's the code name that he used in the Incredible Hulk. Yeah. So it's like that would have been I would have fucking shit my pants if I went into this not knowing that he was back and stuff. And they did the Mr. Blue thing. I would have been like, oh my god, they're doing him. But he was in the trailers, so there's like no surprises to be had in this movie if you've seen all the trailers and stuff.
Well, I guess I didn't see too many of the trailers, but I also didn't know who that was, so
He got
didn't really matter.
The Hulk juice dripped on his brain, and he got really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not really super smart. He in this movie at least he
just knows probabilities, I guess.
Yeah,
which is dumb.
He can figure out that there's an 80% chance that you're gonna do whatever, and just like I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's too bad.
It would be so funny
really
if he gets something wrong, and then the entire rest of the movie he has to like qualify. Well, it was a 60% chance it would happen. So most of the time it would have.
Yeah, there was this factor I wasn't aware of. Okay, it was out of my control. Yeah, it's just
my model is right.
For the rest of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Just shouldn't have gambled. Wow, just horribly misgambled. Wow.
Well, Erich, I wanted to ask you, what does the Leader do in the comics? Because like, it can't be this, right?
I don't really read comics, Hulk comics. So he's just super smart. He's just like always going against the Hulk, I guess, by throwing shit in his way. And I don't know. I really don't know.
He's got like
it would have been great if his plan had worked how intended, but then people would have just loved...
It did work as intended.
I was not done.
Okay,
but then people would have just loved the Hulk president. I would have loved it if everything had worked out, and then Harrison Ford is just like, yeah, I'm the Hulk. Vote for me again forever. I'm now forever the president. That would have been fun.
He should run. He should be in his second term, and they're like, you can't run again, and then he turns into Red Hulk. He's like, but Red Hulk can. So people have to vote for Red Hulk. But yeah, what I wanted is that the party he was with has to stand behind him while he's destroying Washington D.C.
I mean, they would have loved doing that. I mean, the Republicans are going to stand behind Trump every step of the way, so...
Yeah.
But it's like, they made this movie about fucking Captain America fighting the U.S. president, and they were so afraid to put anything that could be, like, commentary or anything sort of interesting to do with, like, our time. And it does feel like a tremendous waste, because like why even make the movie is what I don't understand. Like why even I guess just because it has to be Red Hulk. But like he could be I don't know, he could be a general still if you really don't want to touch any of that, and you can do more things with him maybe, but
Yeah, I mean, he didn't need to be president if he's just gonna stop being president because, like, he hulked out. What's the point then?
Yeah.
I mean, is he gonna return as president one day and then he's gonna be the Avenger president? I guess that'd be cool.
Maybe.
Somebody brought it up in this movie that it's so funny that he's constantly in press conferences where he's like being shown to be like weak or not effectual or whatever, but nowadays they just don't have press conferences.
Yeah.
Like, Biden didn't hold a press conference most of his fucking presidency, and it would be so easy to just be like, yeah, just put out a fucking announcement. Like, you don't have to do a press conference.
Wow.
Just tweet about it, yeah. Just put out a truth social or something about it, and they'll
Yeah.
get it. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's crazy how out of touch this movie is on every level like that.
well, I guess in the Marvel universe, like, because I've sort of listened, I've been watching all of these. It's sort of implied that Obama is president in like the first Iron Man or whatever. So but then I think
that's freaky because
Yeah.
there's so many weird presidential things. Because I think the year they're in is like 2030 or 2020, like late 2020s, right? Because
because of the five. Well, they did the 5-year jump in Endgame, but then they've also like sort of set some of these nebulous times to, I think, try to rein it back toward like the year we're in now. But this can't possibly be 2025 because it is. But although.
It would have to be 2029 or something, right? Because it's after a presidential election.
Yeah,
It
no, it
must
could
be.
be exactly 25 because it would have been right after the election.
But there's no way that all of this shit happened because Endgame is 2024, and there's no way that all of this stuff has happened with like Falcon Winter Soldier and everything. You know, I just don't think that makes sense to line up. But like also, the leader says that he's been in jail for 16 years, which lines up with this movie. If this movie had released in 2024 like they wanted it to, then that works. But it also it still doesn't work because of the 5-year time jump. So it's all.
So
it's
they're
all
saying
fucked.
it's 2026 somehow. So somebody is saying if Bush had his full term, Obama, or wait, they're saying that Obama got into office earlier. Like,
What?
Did they ever? Because it seems
2004?
like all the presidents would just have been
Yeah.
like completely randomly scrambled, you know? Like because there's like a whole different countries that don't exist in the real world. So why would the presidents exist in the real world?
I want to say it
so-
makes sense if it diverges starting in Iron Man because that's when like most of the crazy Marvel stuff really kicks off, you know. But I don't know because the reason it's Obama is because like his press secretary shows up, I think, in Iron Man 1 or 2 or something. So it's yeah.
Wow.
So it's probably Obama. I mean, someone else could have chosen the same press secretary, I guess, but that seems unlikely. But then they start
mean,
having like
probably-
fake presidents starting in, I don't know which one, but some of the later ones.
Well, I assume they were all fake. They just didn't bother getting the details right.
Well, you know, it's like, I mean, for the comics too, they always have like different people are president at any given time or whatever. Sometimes did Norman Osborn be president or was he just
yeah,
mayor
I
of
think
New
he became
York?
president at some point.
Okay, yeah. It's weird that Thunderbolt Ross is in this movie and they got a big new actor to play him
Not
and
in the
stuff.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, he's not in Thunderbolts, and I guess the Thunderbolts are made by someone else and still called
And
Thunderbolts.
also, the post credit scene of this movie does not in any way set up Thunderbolts. It's setting up, I guess, Secret Wars or something.
Yeah, the
When I-
leader's checked his probabilities and he knows the incursions are coming, so that's that's important.
I mean, I saw the Thunderbolts trailer at the start of this movie, so I guess that's better. And also didn't see the end scene, as I usually don't bother to.
Yeah. Well, because Thunderbolts
don't
is coming
worry.
out in like
This
2
is
or
one
3
that you-
months. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
it's gonna
you really don't need to have seen this one, Florian.
yeah.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
what
this was a
happened, I
filler.
guess?
What happened in this movie?
No, in the in the end credits scene.
Oh. I also didn't see it, but I what I heard is that I think someone talks to the leader and the leader says the incursions are coming or something.
What are the
Yeah.
incursions?
The
It's when
incursions
two
are.
universes like clash against one another and
Oh.
one can survive it.
They explain this in Doctor Strange 2.
Doctor Strange.
Oh
2,
yeah, I remember now. I just wasn't sure if that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, read Mr. Fantastic says the incursions are coming or whatever in that movie, and then you see a world that was incurred upon, I guess. But yeah, they don't really go into it too much. They sort of gloss over it in that, which is weird too, because everything's leading to this is like the end of Phase 5. Like, I think Thunderbolts is the last movie in Phase 5. It doesn't even feel like we've exited Phase 4 yet, and it feels like they're hardly setting up.
But
like,
we're nearly
multiverse.
at the end of Phase 5.
Yeah. I guess all the setup was for Kang, though, like specifically Kang and not even the broader multiverse stuff, because there's been a lot of Kang. Yeah.
Even if they don't like do it well, the Loki show's pretty good. Yeah. Even if they don't do it well, I do hope that they at least show us how Kang was eliminated or taken care of.
I think
even if it's just
you're going to see him from the back, and he's going to be getting strangled by Doctor Doom and then fall down. And there's not even going to be an actor; it's just going to be his outfit.
I just figured Robert Downey Jr. strangles a cardboard cutout of Jonathan Majors Kang.
Yeah, and then you put that at the end of Fantastic Four. You put that in that post credits, and that's it.
Yeah.
Why don't they just recast Kang?
I don't know.
I think it's not just Jonathan Majors. They thought that character was not well received, and that the entire thing was not I think what was also happening is that because the writers of the Kang Dynasty, which is the movie that Doomsday was supposed to be, was being written by the same guy who wrote Quantumania, we were looking at that script and being like, we don't really like this that much, and they decided to just can that entire approach.
And they went with this? Come on. Man, that's such a shame.
Well, they're not going to bring anything from this Captain America back in those movies, except for, him himself.
Probably Sam Wilson.
Probably the other Falcon will show up too, I guess. But
so what happens to the Red Hulk? Is he going to be an Avenger or what?
Well, he's not an Avenger. He's like an 80-year-old man, I think. So he's just gonna sit in jail and die, I guess, at this point.
But he's the Hulk. Why wouldn't they use him?
Well, because he's too mad when he's Hulk. Okay, he's too unpredictable. He's not like Banner, where he's got like a good soul in him, or whatever.
But that's not true. Like, Banner does way more damage. This guy just easily was calmed down.
Well, Red Hulk is like historically always a villain, though. So he's gotta be bad guy.
But why did they redeem him at the end of this movie then? I mean, okay, I guess if he comes back as a bad guy, but why would he? He's been redeemed now.
I don't know. I think it's honestly just to put a lid on like everything from Incredible Hulk, so they never have to deal with any of it ever again. I think that's what they're aiming for here. So I don't know.
What a shame. It's Harrison Ford. It would have been great.
Yeah, but they're not going to pay Harrison Ford to be like in an Avengers movie, though, especially if they're already forking over like $100 million to Robert Downey Jr.
They paid him to do this one.
Yeah, but that's
they might as well
they
have
had
made
like
it
$300 million budget, and they put $50 million of it into Harrison Ford for this. That's sort of
right.
It doesn't work if everyone costs $50 million.
It's not a super big cast. Thunderbolts is like 7 people, and then you'd also have to add Harrison Ford. So it just gets so expensive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
But I mean, he should be in like, Avengers, not Thunderbolts. That'd be.
Oh. Avengers is going to be fucking crowded. Okay, Shang-Chi has to show up there, and Aquafina probably, and like the whole. The Eternals have to show up and shit. No. Like,
wait, who does Aquafina play? I forgot.
She plays herself in Shang-Chi. She's like, what if Aquafina was friends with Shang-Chi, and that's her role in the movie? So.
Wow. Yeah. I forgot. I didn't realize she existed at that point, so I don't remember Migration, her at all.
You didn't know about Aquafina. Yeah. She was there.
I guess it's in Ariel. There she had her best role in that, Scuttlebutt. That was amazing.
Yeah, was she the fish in that?
No, she was the pigeon who sang.
I didn't know. I forgot there was a bird in Little Mermaid.
I think they added her in the movie.
Oh, but she already has so many animal companions.
The bird is in there. It's just not a girl.
Oh,
and not singing, right?
I haven't seen that.
The bird is in the original movie. So. It's just not. What's her name?
Aquafina.
Yeah, it's just not Aquafina. It's some guy.
Okay. It always bothers me that she decided on like this water brand, and then she just spelled it wrong. That bothers me a lot more than it should.
What's the water brand? What do you mean?
It's Aquafina. It's a brand of bottled water.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she spelled it
okay.
wrong. She spelled it with like W's and K's and stuff. So
But you're the guy who misspells words on purpose.
I misspelled all right in the group chat on purpose. Okay, that's only that word, not water brands. I'd never
Why?
violate
Why?
the sanctity of a brand of bottled water. It's important.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the leader though in this movie as he shows up and does his
He sucks.
hypnosis?
Bad design. It's not super.
I thought the performance was good.
He's not compelling. The performance is fine, but it doesn't really add a whole lot to the movie to me.
You know, I saw this with my little brother, and he was very scared of the leader. He was like very freaked out
Wow.
by his design and stuff, which I
Wait,
thought
how
worked
old
pretty
is
well.
he?
He's
Is he
like
like
10.
10?
Yeah,
Ah, okay. Well, that checks out.
yeah. So it was. I mean, it's a creepy look. You know, it's much creepier than he normally is with his like foot tall forehead, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And his goatee.
I don't like big heads, so.
I like both ways he looks, honestly. I think this works. If you're gonna use him one time in a movie, I think this works. But if they were to bring him back, they should probably go with the other look for him. And I'm sure they would, because everyone says this look sucks. So except for me. So
Well, I think he was fine, but that was just like a boring plan, really.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
he
you just
could have
wanted to
done
turn
so
him into
much
Red
more.
Hulk, yeah. He doesn't have huge ambitions for being like a major supervillain. He does just
Yeah,
want to
it's
embarrass Harrison Ford.
It's very personal because he feels like he's been done wrong by Harrison Ford. But like for some like, and I don't mind that because sometimes these villains' plans are like too big or too unwieldy, and it's just like why do we care after a certain point? But this to me is too small to the point where he kind of just wins and then has nothing else to do or say. So it just kind of he gets captured and that's it. Like it just does not feel particularly impressive or interesting.
yeah, why would he let himself get captured just to create the Red Hulk? Like, what is the point?
They had to show you
so
how like
bad.
weird the prosthetics looked in broad daylight, you know?
But he could have just.
It just looks awkward, honestly. It's just him standing in complete daylight.
Yeah,
like
it's
it just
weird.
looks so weird.
He's just standing there and he's like green and his eyes are all fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
That is very
I
odd.
can't tell you how much these movies do not do anyone any favors. It doesn't look good. It's not staged well. Like it's like they did not think at all about how would we best shoot this to make this character look imposing or interesting or any of that. Like
sometimes they
I
did
guess
it.
when he's in that
In the
when he's
bunker, he
in
looks
the
cool.
the base bunker or whatever, it's
Yeah.
way better. But why would you have him just standing out in broad daylight like that where he looks like a fucking just an everyman?
I think part of it is like you want to give him the full reveal, you know, where you see him in full because he's been kind of hidden in the shadows. But like they got to learn that you got to just let them be in the shadows sometimes because especially if you design it like and it doesn't look good when it's not like that. So.
Man, the scenes where he was in the shadow were so lame. Why'd they do that? Oh my god.
I thought he looked great there. Okay, he looked
was
super
alright in the
spooky
shadows.
and his eyes were always glowing and stuff. That was cool. But
What's the point of just hiding him from us if you're just gonna show us anyways?
well, because then he looks. In a lot of movies, right? They'll hide what the villain looks like, and then sort of at the end when they fight or whatever, then they'll do a big reveal. But like, I mean, they didn't fight. He just got arrested too. So I don't know. And he's just a guy.
It seems so pointless for them to make that the mystery when they already spoiled the Hulk and everything. Like, geez, this guy, you think this is a satisfying mystery?
I don't know.
It's just like he's got a weird brain. Wow.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If the movie has a main mystery, it is the Red Hulk thing, I guess. Except it doesn't, because like even if you go on Disney Plus and stuff and you look at this movie, like Red Hulk's gonna be in the picture that they use for this. You know, like there's never gonna be a time when people aren't spoiled on this thing that the whole movie builds up to. So, yeah.
Tragic.
What do you guys think of the Eternals connection, though, in this with the giant celestial?
Well, it's based. I like the Eternals. You know, I hope they come back.
Hell yeah. I love the Eternals. That's my favorite
What?
post Endgame. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought that movie was so boring and just a big bland nothingness to me.
I loved it. I loved all it's dealing with the creation of the world, and I got super into the lore and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
the
you-
lore, and then I hate that everyone just hated the movie. It's such a shame.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think the characters are all pretty fun and stuff.
they
You
were
know,
fun.
Icarus is
Really?
betrayal. That's cool. Yeah.
Everybody's so boring to me. Cersei is fucking just nothing. Like,
Well, I think
oh my god.
they do. Well, she's the protagonist, so she's got to be a little bit boring, I think. But for most of them, they sort of, which is antithetical to the whole fucking MCU, by the way, because the first one only, like Iron Man, only works because of the fact that you care about him. But like every other main character has been, they've been making them more and more boring. But I think the other characters in Eternals kind of make up for it and pick up the slack on like.
The only ones I liked were Makari and Druig. The ones played by is she deaf or
Makari, I think,
Yeah, I think
was
she's
deaf.
deaf.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell. I don't even
Yeah,
remember who
and then-
Druig is, honestly.
Barry Keegan?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I thought he was
and
actually
he,
kind of annoying, but I don't know.
Oh really? Oh okay. Well, we just have different tastes when it comes to Eternals.
Yeah.
I just love when I was so annoyed by the little girl one. I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah.
And I just love when he beats her with a rock.
Yeah, that's the best moment of the movie. Is he just fucking smacks her in the head with the rock? Yeah.
Right across the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow, I remember so little. There have been so many movies.
There have been a lot of movies in general, but there's yeah, I don't know. I think it's the Celestial's kind of a neat way to introduce the adamantium, I guess. Which the adamantium itself
So
isn't really
hilarious
the
because-
interesting part, though. That's like Wolverine is what you want out of this, right? So
This is a movie that seems like it's like, okay, wait, who can we have cameo? I guess we can have Liv Tyler in here for one scene. I guess we can have the leader. He showed up before, and then just fucking trying to make a big deal out of adamantium just does not play for me.
well, you know,
I really
'cause
don't care.
people liked when they said vibranium in Captain America, and people were like, "Oh, does that mean Black Panther exists somewhere out there?" You know, that was
a
like,
new thing. That was like,
Well, yeah,
that
but
was like we had never seen it before. But
they're trying
Wolverine
to do
is
it again
old
with
news.
Wolverine. Yeah, as
I
if
know,
his
but it
movie
just-
didn't come out last year. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, and like he's gonna come from like. I don't know if they're gonna put like a real MCU Wolverine ever into this. They might just keep fucking what's his
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, he might just be the Wolverine. But this
Well, why
this
wouldn't
movie
he
was
be?
delayed though. It was supposed to come out last year, right? So maybe this would have been a
think
bigger
so, yeah.
deal if you hadn't seen him.
yeah. Maybe that was their little call to Wolverine, and
Wait,
and then he was supposed
doesn't
to show up
he-
in the next movie.
Doesn't Wolverine already exist in the Marvel universe now that Deadpool has been there?
He
is
only
Deadpool-
exists
Yeah,
in
that's
his
what we're
other
saying.
universe, though, because he's not in like the main MCU doesn't have adamantium yet, but adamantium I guess is just in the Earth like a normal metal in like all the other multiverses
Wow.
and stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, like they showed Hugh Jackman in a multiverse of Wolverine, so I guess there's no reason why he wouldn't be in this one. I guess.
Well, I mean, there's no X-Men though in the main MCU universe as far as we know. So like, maybe they're out there and they're just chilling and stuff, but like we don't.
Well,
we don't know.
they can't be. I guess it's just gonna be only Wolverine. I don't know, or maybe Deadpool brought him to the timeline somehow. Who knows?
I want to say they ended in their own like main Fox universe at the end of that movie, but I don't really remember. It's it is there's I think Kamala Khan, the Miss Marvel, I think she was a mutant technically at the end of that show or something. And I guess Beast shows up in the Marvels, right?
Yeah, Beast is in the end of the Marvels, so that means
Yeah.
they're going to involve the X-Men timeline.
That's another universe though, isn't it? So I don't know.
That's. I guess
Yes, the Wolverine that's
actually
from
crazy.
Deadpool and Wolverine is not like any of the Wolverines that we've had before.
Yeah.
That Wolverine got all of his mutant buddies killed or something, and he's like a big failure.
Well, yeah, but yeah, they give him the Logan backstory, but without him becoming Logan and like going
Yes,
through that.
yes.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But they do also I want to say Beast was also another universe, like fucking like third Marvel goes into an alternate universe at the end of that movie. I think I don't remember though. And then there's like a whole. Yeah, it is weird that there's not really mutants yet in this universe, but there sort of is. There's like some
Well, see, I thought they were going to use Secret Wars as their way to do that. Is that like Doctor Doom would like have a bunch of the worlds clash together, and then at the end of that, they'd form a new world where the mutants were always there or something. But I don't know they're going to do that now because they seem to be like introducing mutant contingents into the world anyway. So,
What I want to see is Scarlet Witch do the thing like in was it House of M, where she makes all the mutants go away, but she makes all of the
rather
mutants
than no
come.
more mutants.
Yeah,
wait,
that'd be
who's
great.
Scarlet Witch now?
She's
Isn't she dead?
No, well, yeah, I guess she did supposedly die at the end of Doctor Strange, but I think she's just gonna come back, and they're just gonna say she got out of the way or something. So, I don't know.
Well, I would love for her to come back. She is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, she might already be cast in Secret Wars. I don't know, but yeah, she was good.
I haven't heard anything about her. She's my favorite, or one of my favorites.
They're gonna do a Vision TV show. Maybe she'll show up in that at the end or something. So,
Vision Quest.
Yeah, Vision has 2 TV shows. Yeah, they're calling it Vision. Right now, it's called Vision Quest. Who knows if they change that before it actually comes out?
That's stupid.
I think it is funny to me that Vision has 2 TV shows, like the vision of all the characters.
Of all characters, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's interesting enough. I'm gonna watch it because it seems interesting. So I don't know.
He's dead, and he has 2 TV shows. Damn.
Yeah, he is the most dead any character's ever been in this universe. So.
Yeah, they should have just brought back Captain America again instead of this. You know, that would have been fine.
It would cost so much money to pay Chris Evans to come back, though. So they're not.
Oh my
god,
it's definitely worth it. That's.
Are
they really hurting for money? How is this possible?
I don't know. I think they just part of the point of them like getting new characters, I think, is to sort of, because some of the old actors are starting to ask for a lot of money between all these movies. But I think a lot of it is also just, you want to move the timeline along. You don't want to be stuck with these actors who can be flighty or whatever, and you just want to give like some of these characters a real conclusion and then pass on the mantle, And I think I buy Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I think he's good. He's like a different kind of Captain America, He's more angry maybe and more willing to hit people below the belt because he kind of has to, because he's he doesn't have the super soldier stuff. I think there's an interesting sort of dynamic with him, but it's barely explored in this movie about him, so I don't know.
In the start of the movie, he sent in to get the package, but then he decides to fuck the package. I'm gonna rescue like 1 nun and one orphan.
Well, he's kind of
is that a thing that the original Captain America would have done too? Because I think that's just stupid.
Yeah, he would have saved everyone.
But the package is adamantium.
Well, yeah, he's got other Falcon to go do that. They don't know what the package is, and they don't care. The human lives are more valuable because he's Captain America.
I mean, that seems like he would be the worst operative for the United States then.
Well, that's because the U.S. is a bad country, though. That'll just let people die or whatever. Okay.
Well, people need to die, okay? If the Taliban have, hostages, then you just need to bomb them. You don't need to negotiate with terrorists, okay? It's ridiculous.
In the first Captain America movie, he defies orders and, goes behind enemy lines to, rescue all his friends from the Nazis and stuff. It's a big part of his character that he'd save everyone as much as he can. I guess the
only reason why he can do it is because he's got superpowers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's still silly.
Well, in this one, he has, magic suit. So
I mean that's probably the reason why they lost in Infinity Wars, because they weren't willing to do the sacrifices, and here we go again with yet a new Captain America, yet again unwilling to make sacrifices.
Well, everything worked out in the end of Infinity War, though. After when they did Endgame, they figured it out.
I mean, not really. That was really stupid.
I mean, there's a lot of people whose lives were ruined by the fact that people. They bought a new home and then people appeared back in that home and stuff, probably. But there's I think the Iron Man probably could have been, or no, would have been Hulk, right? He could have been a little more considerate about how he brought everyone back, maybe, to sort of alleviate the issue of housing that becomes a big problem in Falcon Winter Soldier, I guess. But
I mean, I'm not even sure you're supposed to bring people back from the dead. That's literally necromancy. And
Well,
like,
they're not really dead. They weren't like really dead though. They got like
No,
fake
they were
dead
dead.
through magic bullshit though. That's not
no,
a real death.
their entire atoms turn into ashes. Actually,
Yeah, but that's through magic nonsense. That's not. They didn't really die. It's not like their time or whatever. You know, it's some other bullshit.
I mean, it's better than them having like. It's better than them replacing all the old actors because they had like their stupid hero deaths or whatever. I preferred it.
I like how Chris Evans ends his thing though. I think that's cool.
No, it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason why he would just stop being a hero.
Yeah. Well, he's gotta. He had to go back, and he went back to have his life, you know, because he saved the world a bunch of times, and then he got to retire.
He should get to be happy.
Yeah, you don't want to retire if you saved the world from aliens twice or whatever.
What, and then you retire and then the world just ends? Cool, nice, good
But
job.
it doesn't, because he entrusted the Captain America mantle to Anthony Mackie though, so it's fine.
And he's gonna save like 2 orphans and a nun instead of the world, so that's gonna be great.
But he did save the world. Fucking Falcon handled that. He got it. He got the thing.
I mean, they're just lucky that Harrison Ford was a good guy and he didn't insist on being President Hulk.
I think there would have been ways for them to deal with a President Hulk scenario. You know, he'd probably call up someone then, but I don't know. It's like these movies are written in such a way that these characters are going to come out on top and like figure out their situation that they're dealing with. So, you know.
Wow. So I guess we don't need to expect them to make smart choices, huh?
Well, I think they do. What did he do that was so bad in this that shouldn't have worked out or whatever?
I mean, he was sent in to get the adamantium and he didn't get it himself. It's terrible.
He had Falcon though. He just sent Falcon to go do that because it was being carried by like 3 guys. So
great.
He probably could have sent one of his drones and done the same thing.
Send in the untested rookie. That's cool. By the way, I thought for sure that guy was evil because he was playing with the old guy's phone, and then the old guy gets like a message, and then he goes berserk. What the hell? I can't believe that they blue balled me with that one. The entire time I was waiting for him to betray Captain America.
But he's Joaquin Torres though. He's not going to do that. He's the new Falcon.
Wow.
You know, I like him.
I don't like that guy.
I like him a lot. He's so fun.
The only thing I liked was the last joke where he talked about like Miami. Where he said that's the most Miami thing that I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he was playing Snake on the old phone when they ditched their real phones, and then they've got an old phone, and he was playing the game on the Nokia. That endeared me to his character.
That's enough. That's enough to make you like a character.
Yeah. Well, I don't dislike him either. You know, there's nothing that makes me not like him in either of these things that he's in. So. And then he sacrificed himself to blow up that missile and stuff and save the brave soldiers on the aircraft carrier.
Yep, because nobody ever obeys orders.
He did. That's what happened in the movie. He
defied orders.
Oh yeah. Did you catch the second where Captain America like rode one of the missiles into the ocean like a fucking surfboard for a second?
I missed that actually. Wow.
That was my favorite. Like one, like little action moment in the movie was just him. He rode on that missile, and it made me think of Batman '66 for a second. Just like that level of nonsense.
Didn't make you think of Doctor Strangelove?
No, I haven't actually seen that. I should though.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Someday we can do that. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yep.
Is there anything else to talk about for Captain America: Brave New World? Because I can't think of much else, honestly.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah. I liked it about as much as like Ant-Man 1. That's where I put it in my ranking. So.
What? Ant-Man 1 was... Well, I guess this wasn't terrible, but still.
Yeah. And Ant-Man 1's not terrible. You watch it, you know, and there's some cool bits, like when he turns the toy train really big. You know?
Well, no, that's not fair because Ant-Man 1 is as good as an Ant-Man movie's gonna be, okay?
No, Ant-Man and the Wasp is clearly superior, okay?
What?
Ant-Man 2 is slightly better.
But the Wasp was cringe.
I thought you gave Quantumania 5 stars. How can Ant-Man 1 be the best one?
Well, I mean, like, you gotta build. You can't like be you can't have just the first one just be like a multiverse masterpiece. You know.
They gotta build up MODOK by making him Yellow Jacket first.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't expect them to do.
That's just basic storytelling math. If you're gonna have a MODOK, you have to have a
Yellow Jacket plus time equals MODOK. Yeah, you get the second movie where he's not in it, and then that gives him time to be MODOK. Yeah. So.
As we all know, that's how the villain MODOK is.
That's
and
perfect.
It was really worth it. Yep. He was the star of that movie.
I liked MODOK. I thought he was.
Yeah.
I didn't like him as a character, but I liked that whenever he showed up, the movie just turned into like slop. It's fucking this stupid giant face that's all stretched and shit. I thought that was hilarious. So I don't know. That got me through that whole movie.
I don't know how they made him so stretched, but I never checked anything based on a visual. So
the only part I liked is at the end when he's dying. And he's like, "Can I be an honorary Avenger?" or whatever. And Ant-Man's just like, "Sure, you're an honorary Avenger."
I like that his whole arc and change of character comes from like a teenage girl telling him that he's an asshole.
Yeah, once.
Yeah, and he changes his whole thing. He fixes himself by the end. So not really, because his head's still giant.
God,
but
that movie pisses me off. The very basic, like it's just basic storytelling that movie messes up with. Because in the beginning, his daughter wants to do all these protest things and wants to make a difference in the world or whatever. And then at the end of the movie, they come out and they don't talk about that at all. If you set something up in the first act, you must in some way resolve it in the third act. She doesn't have to go out and protest with him, with Ant-Man, but Ant-Man has to in some way be like, yes, we can make a difference. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for showing me that. Just do something, for fuck's sake.
I thought in the microverse, she like inspired the people to go fight against the evil Kang and stuff, you know?
You're right, she did.
Yeah, but
her arc was perfect.
That's not the same as that's not the same as like real life in like you did something in the quantum verse. Good job.
You know what? They should have made it so that she realized, oh, I guess we don't actually have it that bad. I guess my protests were pretty fucking stupid, weren't they?
That would have been so good if she was like, "Oh fuck, well I've seen fucking hell now. I'm just gonna live with this. You know, you homeless people, like you people have it good even if you have no home. At least you're not in the fucking quantum realm."
She should put those homeless people in the quantum realm. There's plenty of space for them there.
Yeah,
they can go live in those like moving houses or whatever, the house rockets things that are alive. They can go live in those.
Yeah, they're probably real happy to have all those homeless people. You know.
Yeah.
They'll just be so amazed by how they have so many holes or no holes. What was it?
Well, the one guy had no holes, and he was amazed by people who had holes. So.
Yeah.
And then he got holes. See, that's another character arc, another flawless character arc, because this guy had no holes, and then he got holes when he got shot. He had all the holes.
Yeah, that was generally one of the best scenes.
Yeah. I feel like I remember way too much about fucking Quantumania, actually. That's like... I don't know how I remember any of this.
I mean, it was a good movie.
I don't know about that.
Wow. Betrayal.
You know, it's brought me joy, though, you know, so...
Well, that guess it's a good enough. Movie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That is how that works.
I guess so. I wasn't this happy when I was watching it, though, so... I don't know. Yeah. What happened to Kang at the end of that? Did he get into like the ultra quantum realm or something? Did they shrink him down more?
Doesn't he get beaten by
He gets punched by Paul Rudd, but then I thought he got like mega shrunk. They threw him into a machine and he blew up or something and got super shrunk or something.
No, I think he died, and then all the other Kang came out and they said the mortals have killed a Kang, and then they made monkey sounds for some reason.
Oh, I don't know. They should. It is really funny that they had him get beat up by Ant-Man, and then they wanted him to be like the Avengers villain who had to fight Captain Marvel and shit. That's, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Was he supposed to be? Well, was there like a whole dynasty of them, or was he the one that was going to be the villain?
Well, I guess after the reception of that movie, they probably would have said it was a different Kang at the very least, you know. But yeah, there would have been like the real good Kang, real good bad Kang who fucking is strong and can do anything. So I don't know. I like the Council of Kangs, though. That's a fun little thing. They should do a Fantastic Four movie. Like, if Jonathan Majors gets, like, cleared of all his charges or something, they should do a Fantastic Four where the Council of Reeds fights the Council of Kangs.
Well, I think we should just normalize that people who do just really horrible things in real life are allowed to play villains in movies, okay? Like, I don't understand why real-life villains can't play movie villains.
They're only allowed to play villains?
Yeah. If you're an actor and you go to jail, you have to only play villains from then on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you have to play villains that did the crimes that you did, okay? So like if they find child porn, and now you're gonna be the child porn villain in every movie, you know?
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Majors was on for like abusing his girlfriend or whatever, right? So they could have. I mean, that's sort of a Kang thing, is that he has this like girlfriend or wife that he like mistreats, right?
Wow,
He's
how
got
perfect!
Ravonna.
He was just getting into character. They should just clear him already.
Yeah. I remember the reports. It was like he said that he was like a god or something, and his wife should be like he was like Martin Luther King, and his wife should be like Martin Luther King's wife to him or whatever. So it was like a whole.
I mean,
he's just being Kang with his god complex. You know, that's the whole. Yeah.
Damn, he was too perfect for the role.
No.
Too perfect for this world.
No. He's not a bad actor either. He was really good in fucking Loki season 2 and stuff when he's playing like an old timey stuttery guy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was confused.
Although that version kind of started to get on my nerves.
Well, I mean, it does take him like twice as long to say any sentence, which, you know, I sort of related to him though, because I feel like I'm doing that sometimes. But
no, you don't.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, he didn't really have a resolution. He just sort of got blowed up a lot, and then they solved everything, and then they didn't talk about what happened to Victor Timely. So I don't know.
Was he already getting? Were the charges already known at that point? Is that why they messed him up in that way, or what?
I want to say that his charges came out after all of the stuff he was in got released, I think. But it was like, it would have been pretty shortly after like Loki season 2 or whatever, so I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what a shame.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should probably end it off here. We've gone, this is as much. I don't know if anyone else can say anything else about Captain America Brave New World. That's about, you know, that's everything that happened in the movie. We talked about everything, so I don't know.
What is the title even refer to? Is the Brave New World the world with adamantium in it, or what the fuck?
I don't know. They do say that it's we've got a brave new world with this adamantium out there. Where's my daughter? You know, he says that in the movie. So it's
where's my wife, Betty?
It's so terrible
my
because
wife's daughter.
My daughter.
Like even the title is stupid because there's like nothing special about this. It's like, oh, we got a new MacGuffin metal. Cool.
It was gonna be New World Order, and then they changed it. Like,
yeah, they were like, that's too much like a white supremacist watchword. So
yeah, it's too Alex Jones, which that's been a conspiracy like psychopath thing to say. Like New World Order has always been that. So like, I don't know why they thought that was ever going to work.
They ever tried to make that. Though. Yeah.
Oh, and in that vein, the Israeli like superhero who shows up in this. It's
God, like so bad. So
I don't think it's like
as a character.
Yeah.
Which one was he?
She was the Black Widow.
Oh,
she's the only one.
She's so short. She's so short. She looks like she's a child next to Anthony.
She's really small. And I don't understand the point in putting this like Israeli hero, because like people will say like, oh well, they're putting her in because when she started she was beating up on Palestinian kids and stuff, and it's like even in the 80s comic that's like From or whatever, she's like portrayed as the villain for doing that, and she has to be like taught to act properly and stuff, but like
by the Hulk, another character from the Hulk that is in this movie.
Yeah, but they're like, I don't understand the reason to put her in this at all, because like that character is already like, she's not a Black Widow in the comics, right? She has no business being like the US government official. She's like, she doesn't do anything for the plot that's like specific to her being this like Israeli character, and all it did was invite like controversy to the movie. Then she's in it for 5 minutes.
The reason is that this is the low rent version of Winter Soldier, and Black Widow was in that, so they need a version of Black Widow in this. That's literally it.
They had the Black Widow movie though, and there were so many Black Widows, and they could have just picked any one of them though, right? Like it didn't have to be this this fucking Sabra or whatever. It could have been any character you want.
They might have thought, we need to introduce a new character, and then we need a character for Anthony Mackie's team in particular. So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know. And like they just like went through Hulk books and were like, oh, here's a female character that was in a Hulk comic, so let's just put her in, I guess, without thinking about it much. I don't know.
I mean, she wasn't terrible. I don't know why you don't like her.
She wasn't. I don't even think she's super bad yet, but it's just baffling to me that they put this controversial like Israel character into the movie at all, because all it did for months on social media was just like people being upset about that and stuff. No one was like happy to see Sabra show up.
They kind of walked into every possible political controversy possible. Yeah. They walked into assassinating the president right before Trump was assassinated.
That's true.
Or the attempt. They walked into Israel-Palestine stuff. They walked into like black killing. I mean, like just all the stuff that they bring up and then don't do anything with.
Yeah, and it's all like I guess, you know, assassinating the president they couldn't have predicted, right? But all the other stuff is like, it's just in the script. It's not like you didn't know. So I don't know. It's just a really weird movie, and you know, I am glad that they'll just make really weird, baffling movies sometimes. Still, you know, like not everything makes sense. Because to me, it's just neat when something is fucked up and weird. Honestly, I don't know.
This isn't even that weird though. It's just boring for the most part.
Yeah, but you know what? Well, the fact that they made these weird choices, it gives us something to talk about on the podcast, and that's what I like about it, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
There's something to talk about.
I mean, I think it's like I think it doesn't matter at all. Like, I mean, I didn't even catch that she was Israeli, but like, it wouldn't matter. Like,
it's very quick. It's very quick in this movie. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about Giancarlo Esposito in this movie, because he was a part of a reshoot palooza they did where so originally they had Seth Rollins, who was a wrestler, and they had some other actress, I think, who were members of the Serpent Society that Captain America was going up against, and they did not test well when they were doing test screenings, so they decided to like remove them from the movie, and they put in Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder instead. And it's very clear that all of the scenes are kind of like not like part of this movie, really. Like it's just clear that it's just him and Sam Wilson in scenes together, and that's about it. Like, it's so funny.
I completely forgot that he was in it. Oh my god, I thought it was so hilarious that they're just doing Gus Fring and everything now, but then I completely forgot about it. So
I think it's one of his worst on-screen roles, honestly.
Yeah,
like why is he like a badass? That's so strange.
Well, he's Sidewinder, which is a comic book character, but not like this at all. He's just like a military. They sometimes do that where they're just like a military or like a terrorist guy, and they just give him a comic book name, you know. But it's I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. This whole plot does feel very reshoot, because he does only show up with other people. Like one guy.
He needs to be gay and seek revenge for his dead lover, and he needs to be really anal about cleaning the chicken grill. Okay, that's what I need to see. I don't need to see him like throwing grenades at Captain America. What's up with that? All right.
You just want him to be typecast forever as Gus Fring?
I mean, isn't he? Isn't he like, oh, look how smart this guy is. Like, isn't he doing that already? Like, I'm going to find out who wasted my time later. Oh, I'm going to be real concerned about that.
I mean, that is clearly, the reason they cast him in it, I guess, is just because he's that sort of like planner or whatever in that other show. So, I don't know. I didn't hate that he was in it, so that's fine.
Yeah, it was all right.
It's whatever. You know, he's coming out in the. He's gonna be in the fucking what is it even called? The new like Russo brothers Netflix movie about robots or whatever.
The Electric State.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a robot man in that, I think. So that'll be good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be
I
a
guess...
fantastic movie, just like all the other Russo brothers non-Marvel movies have been.
Yeah,
Wow.
just like Cherry, just like
Gray Man. Or
the
whatever.
Gray Man. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, now I don't know if I want him to not be typecast or. I think he's pretty good in the type. I guess I liked him in The Boys. What else was he in? Star Wars? That was fine too, when he was just like a scheming. I mean, I guess he was just Gus Fring, that just works, you know?
He was
Yeah,
great.
he's just Gus Fring in all of these things.
He was
it's
great
fine to
as the
just have-
overburdened mayor in Megalopolis. Okay, that was his best roles to
Hell
date.
yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
And that's very different from Gus Fring, I thought. So, you know,
Oh,
I don't know
right.
if Coppola's seen Breaking Bad or whatever. You know, I have no idea. I don't know why. I guess he must have, right? If he cast him in the movie, I guess. But because I feel like that's not an actor you would cast if you hadn't seen Breaking Bad. But you know, that's fun. Well, anyway,
I think typecasting is really good, okay? Because, like, I wish Walter White was coming back in everything too. That would be so cool.
yeah.
Like seeing that guy again. You know, like blanking on the name right now, Brian something.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he is like the best actor ever, and we almost never see him in anything. It's such a shame.
I don't know. He was in Godzilla, 2014.
For 5 seconds, yeah, they should have put him in, and then he should have like been a super scientist who figures out how to stop Godzilla. Instead, he just gets killed, and that was such a shame.
Probably. Well, but I think that'll do it, Captain America. Thank you guys for watching. Do we have anything to plug here?
I did more political videos that you can watch on my anti-reviews channel.
Yeah, you did the debate between George Bush or Trump and who's worse.
Yeah, well,
pretty
apparently
good.
everyone thinks.
I think we
that
decided.
Bush was
Yeah.
worse.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
didn't get
guess
to
that
the end
means
of that,
that-
so
that-
I gotta catch up.
I guess that means that everyone can stop freaking out about how bad Trump is, since Bush was clearly worse. I guess.
Oh, you spoiled it. Now I'm not
I mean,
gonna
that's
watch
not how that works, though, Florian. I mean,
it. There can be two bad people in history. Yeah, that's true. There
I
can be
mean,
more than
a lot
one.
of people are so depressed over Trump that they literally like thinking of really drastic things, you know. And then like they probably just don't have perspective because it can't be that bad, right?
Well, I think to deal with Trump, we should feed him pills that turn him into Red Hulk and embarrass him on national TV. That'll take care of him.
yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I want Orange Hulk. That would be the best.
Yeah. Yeah, and he keeps the hair and everything, you know, so it's good.
Well, it's all gray hair now, but it turns back the way it was before, and it'd be glorious. Yeah.
And Erich, you have anything to plug here to end us off?
Yeah, you can find me on Letterboxd at River1138, where I'm watching a bunch of Disney movies and a bunch of good movies occasionally. So, yeah, check me out there.
All right. I've been going through the whole MCU on my Letterboxd and stuff, and that's been fun. I might do a video.
What
where
is
I
your
do
Letterboxd? I should follow you on there.
Oh, mine. It's just Purple Colonel on there as well. It's yeah. I might do a video where I go through my full ranking of the MCU because I think it's. I don't know. I like to talk
Didn't we
about
do
movies.
that
So I might
already?
do that. I don't think so. I don't know.
We have a tier list of the MCU on my channel.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did do that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna do that for my because there's been like 20 more have been released since then too, and all the shows and stuff that I hadn't seen. So
Yeah, I really forgot your choices, and you weren't happy with mine, so I guess
yeah,
it
I wasn't
makes
happy
sense
with
to
some of them.
redo it.
Yeah,
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 I liked Age of Ultron.
I did too. Actually, yeah. When I rewatched it, I thought it was
did?
really good. Yeah, so
Well, and I guess in that case, we might be more aligned than we thought.
yeah, maybe I guess. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the.
You guys just did. We're not so different, you and I.
We're not so different, Spider-Man. Join my help me blow up New York and turn people into skeletons. Yeah.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Beautiful. Bye.